Robert Griffin III will not be playing next week because he disgustingly dislocated his left ankle. I don't know if you saw it. I'm sure you did. That'll put Kirk Cousins in the game. Kirk Cousins looked really, really good last week. Trevor, have we seen the last of Robert Griffin III as the starting quarterback for the Washington Redskins?
I think we have, Tommy. We've talked about this a few different times in the weeks upcoming, leading up to the season. I was talking about, my prediction was that Robert Griffin would not be the starting quarterback for the Redskins. I think it was by week 3 or week 4. We got to go back and find this audio because I was close. But I didn't say it was because I thought he was going to get injured. I thought he was just going to play so poorly that he'd be replaced. So I was never wishing injury upon Robert Griffin. But I think we have. I think that Kirk Cousins is a really legit quarterback. He's a better fit for what Jay Gruden is trying to do with the offense. And I think this is kind of a perfect scenario for the Redskins because there was so much pressure on them to play RG3 because of the amount they gave up for him. They never really could give Kirk Cousins a shot. But now he's going to have at least 8 or 9 weeks to prove himself. And if he, a la Tom Brady, just takes over and gives the Ravens a shot at, the Redskins a shot at making the playoffs and really shows that he deserves to be the starter, I don't see how you could give the job back to Robert Griffin if he tries to come back week 11 or 12. They'll shut him down for the season. And one of our good buddies who used to head up the radio station where we did Unsportsmanlike Conduct suggested through tweet that it wouldn't be surprising if Jerry Jones went hard after Robert Griffin next year for the Dallas Cowboys starting quarterback job.
Whoa, are we talking about Jared Sandler right now?
Talking about Jared Sandler. I was hoping you were going to get that.
Wow, Jared. Good shout out for Jared. I love Jared. But, first of all, I'm a little offended by your use of the R word. You said it a lot of times, so I'm just throwing that out there. You got to be pretty sensitive to all people. But, no, I don't think we've seen the last of Robert Griffin as a Redskin quarterback. He, as much as I believe that Kirk Cousins is a better fit, like you were saying, and that Kirk Cousins is probably better for the Redskins than Robert Griffin is for the Redskins, I think that there's just going to be too much pressure to play him. He's kind of the face of the franchise. He's on the Subway commercials, which, by the way, if you look at the guys who Subway endorses, not good selection there by the Fighting Subway Submarinas or whatever the heck you want to call that group of endorsed athletes. Kind of a tough draw there between him and Ryan Howard, and I don't know what Justin Tuck's doing. I don't know if he's all right.
It's almost like they have their own fantasy team with a pretty serious vested interest, and they're just
they're blowing it.
Going all wrong with their selections. It's kind of like me picking Wes Welker, Ray Rice, and Adrian Peterson for the same fantasy team. What do you think about that, Tommy?
Wow, I think that that's probably the worst luck I've ever heard in my whole entire life. But actually, Ray Rice, you should have seen coming. You should have seen that one coming. I don't feel bad for you. But no, I don't think we've seen the last of him. I don't think it's the right call. But I think at the end of the day, there will be too much pressure to play him, and when he comes back, he will be the starting quarterback for the Washington Redskins.
But Tommy, the reason that I just don't see this happening is because even through these first games of the year, RG3 looked awful. He really didn't look healthy for that ACL injury. And the biggest problem has been with this new offense that isn't as much of a spread, offense that Shanahan kind of tailored for Robert Griffin. He doesn't look good under center in the pocket. When he really starts to look great is running outside the pocket. Every time he gets outside the pocket, some type of injury happens almost every play, whether it's just getting a tough hit or he goes down with this dislocated ankle. So that's why I have a hard time really seeing him prospering, at least, in the next year or two, because he's not healthy. And on top of that, I could see Jerry Jones giving up, I think Jared Taylor made a great point. I could see Jerry Jones giving up a lot for RG3, the way the Cowboys look right now, enough to where the Redskins might get back enough where it justified them how much they had to give up initially.
I think that's the craziest thing I've ever heard. I think Tony Romo's a great quarterback. I don't think that they need Robert Griffin, and they're 1-1.
Wait. You think Tony Romo's a great quarterback?
Yes, I do. I think he's a great quarterback. I think he's top 5 in the league.
Let's talk when the Cowboys are 8-7 on the verge of an NFC East title, and Tony Romo throws across his body with 2 minutes left in the game, a pick six, and the Cowboys' hopes again 8-8.
Yeah, man. It's pretty easy to hate on Tony Romo when he has the worst defense in the league on his team, but that's fine.
Don't get me started on Tony Romo, Tommy.
Don't get me started on Tony Romo.
Don't get me started on Tony Romo. I'm calling him Tommy.
I almost said
You
a
think
derogatory
Tony Romo is a top 5 NFL QB?
Yes. Any more questions?
No, you're supposed to elaborate in that.
I mean, he is.
Based on what?
Based on the fact that he's probably in the worst situation possible for a quarterback. He has the most pressure of any quarterback, in my opinion. You got the worst defense around him. He's got a crappy offensive line.
We're going to do this real quick. Would you say Drew Brees is a better quarterback than him?
Yes.
Would you say Peyton Manning's a better quarterback than him?
Yes.
Would you say Tom Brady's a better quarterback than him?
Even.
Even. You think Tom Brady and Tony Romo are on the same level?
Yes.
I can't even do the show with you anymore. You think that if Tom Brady was a quarterback of the Cowboys, they wouldn't fare better than with Tony Romo? You think Tom Brady makes those throws that he made week 1 against the 49ers?
You can't pick out the guy's worst game and say that. I mean, Tom Brady's had bad games too. But, yes.
It's Tony Romo's whole career. He has flashes of greatness and then makes some of the worst throws that are even... No one could even imagine the type of throw that Tony Romo decides across the body, middle of traffic, 3rd and 3. Just throw the ball away. Just throw a screen pass. Don't throw it across your body for a pick 6.
We are so off topic right now. It's crazy. But
I know. Tommy, bring up the video of Tony Romo throwing an I can't even... We are so off. This is supposed to be on our rgIII.
Yeah, really dropped the ball on that one. You know what's crazy, though? Wow, weird. I mean, Tony Romo is 20th in the history of football in fourth quarter comeback wins. So, I mean...
28th?
20th, period, in the history of football.
Hey, Tommy, look up Tony Romo's career record.
Why is that a quarterback stat?
Look up Tony Romo's career record.
I will try to.
All right, we got to get off this topic.
Yeah, we got to get off this topic immediately.
At the end of the day, I think Kirk Cousins is going to propel the Redskins to on the verge of the playoffs. I don't know if they make the playoffs, but I think they're going to look far different with Kirk Cousins behind center. We'll see you next week. We'll get back to this topic.